You owe a lot of money. $552 billion to be exact. Texas's local governments are drowning in debt. And the bad news is, things are getting worse, not better. New data released by the Bond Review Board reveals that cities, counties, school districts, and special districts had debts totaling $552 billion in fiscal year 2025, which is more than $50 billion higher than the year before. The $552 billion debt burden is so large that it would take every man, woman, and child in the Lone Star State to write the Texas government a $17,400 check to pay it off. And that might not even cover it all because more debt accrues every day. Now you might be wondering, why does this matter? And I'm glad you asked. If you just look at it, the most obvious problem is that this gigantic debt is driving everyone's taxes higher. That's because every dollar borrowed must eventually be paid back with interest. The second, less understood problem is that much of this borrowing binge has fueled the bad actors' attempts to take over Texas. See, what they figured out is that they can steer billions of dollars in lucrative contracts to preferred vendors, contractors, and consultants by working through special interest groups like the Texas Association of School Boards. Once those preferred vendors get their cut, they steer part of those proceeds back to the special interests in order to indoctrinate anyone in their orbit and bankroll crooked groups, ideas, and even candidates. If there's any good news here, it's that lawmakers are finally starting to understand the true depth of the problem and devise solutions to fix it. For instance, one idea that's gaining traction is a requirement that governments get supermajority approval for any tax or bond election to be successful. With this reform in place, we'll make sure that governments that want to borrow or tax more have overwhelming community support before it can even happen. This idea, and others like it, will help slow the flood of new debt and higher taxes, and make it harder for a select few to game the system for their own political benefit. So let's get serious about local government debt reform, Texas, because there's a lot riding on us getting this one right. To learn more, visit texaspolicy.com.